So we're going to end our day trip here at Wat Chai Wattanaram, and it's supposedly one of the best places to watch the sunset, and I must admit it's pretty magical here. It's nice that everything has cooled down a bit, and watching the different colours over the sky changing colours with the silhouette of this beautiful temple here. And it's a good way to finish this video and reflect on what a remarkable day I've had touring the ancient city of Ayutthaya and learning so much about this place, this magical place. A couple of interesting things about this temple here. So you'll see these different chetties that are around the boundary, and on the front they've got stuccos that depict the life of Buddha. And it tells the story of the life of Buddha if you walk around it in a clockwise direction. Now, one of the main reasons it has these is because at the time there weren't many people, not many locals, who could actually read. So this is where a lot of the Buddhist teachings took place, and they'd use these pictures to teach the Buddha's life and the Buddhist way of life. So yeah, you'll see just remnants. It's of course it's eroded over the time, but you'll see some remnants of some really remarkable stuccos, and you can just see some of the images of the Buddha and his life. Now, this big central chetty in the middle here, what's quite popular around this Ayutthaya period is that it represents Mount Meru. Now, just on the other side of the river there is actually the Queen's residence. So yeah, facing from the Queen's residence would actually be, without question, the best view of this magnificent temple and the sun setting behind. But the Queen's residence is off limits. Sadly, I've been kicked out. I had visions of sitting by the banks of the river, watching this beautiful sunset, having a little cheeky beer, which I did pack in my backpack. But the dude's on his whistle. It's time to get out and they want to go home. They want to get home and party or see their family. So sadly I can't stay here for the duration of this magnificent sunset, but I've seen enough to be suitably impressed and to recommend that this spot is the best spot in Ayutthaya to watch the sunset. It actually maybe reminded me of one of the other magical ways you can experience Ayutthaya is by night. Sadly it doesn't capture so well on video, so I'm not going to be focusing on that, but when you drive around Ayutthaya at night time, you'll see all these different temples and wats and lit up with some magnificent lights, so it's actually a really beautiful experience as well. So I recommend doing that in the evening as well if you get the chance. Now archaeologists have actually found cannonballs. When they excavated this site, cannonballs were found. So the theory is that this actual site, because of its proximity to the sitting right on the bank of the Chao Phraya river, was actually one of the last remaining posts where getting kicked out was one of the actually like a military base where the Ayutthaya Kingdom was fighting the Burmese. So the most held belief was that this is a monument to the king's mother. However, some other theories also that suggest that perhaps this was a merit-making exercise, but it's also for it's a massive PR exercise for political gain, which kind of still exists a little bit today, I believe. So this site was actually only open to the public in 1992. So prior to that, so when the Burmese sacked the place, they took all the treasures and melted down the gold and precious metals and then rushed out of the place. But then there was a lot of looting occurred. But then just up until recently as well, before it was open to the public, a lot of people were selling the bricks and other treasures that they found inside, until the Thai Department of Fine Arts actually started to get involved and they restored this site to what it is today. As you can see, there's some restoration work still going on to one of the jetties on the outside. So as the sun does vanish and I've got time to reflect on my day, I have learned a lot about Ayutthaya and the kingdom, and actually I've learned a lot more about the multiculturalism, so the influences and styles coming from early in the Khmer, coming post-Khmer kingdom. So how the Khmer kind of kingdom really influenced a lot of the architecture here, but also about the importance of the Chao Phraya River and the trade that occurred here and how multicultural this place actually was. And fast forward a little bit into the King Taksin. King Taksin was the next king to take over after the Ayutthaya period, and he started opening up some trade with China in the new capital, which is in today's Bangkok. But then that continued in the next era, which is the Chakri dynasty with King Rama 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're opening up the world, opening up trade to not only Chinese but also to Europe as well. And how in the Bun Rak area there was different kind of nationalities. The Portuguese were there, the Burmese were there, the Vietnamese were there, and the French also. So this multiculturalism has actually been part of Thai society for a long time. Anyway, that's my little take on the place. Conclusion is Ayutthaya is a fantastic place. It's definitely well worth a visit. If you're traveling to Thailand, it's definitely well worth a visit, and I hope I've inspired some future travel or maybe to people to travel here for the first time, or perhaps people to return if they've been here before. And what I've really tried to do as a tourist here, because I've been here a couple of times before and I've been the tourist and I've taken a couple of photos, but I haven't really understood the place. So my quest today with this video was to actually learn a little bit more about these different significant sites and actually share what I've learned with you all. So I hope you've enjoyed the learning experience. I've definitely enjoyed learning and sharing what I've learned with you all. Anyway, thanks for watching the Lukewalks.